my name is Carla Hall. I'm a chef and TV host and author and an actor. Hi, my name is Carla Hall. I'm a chef, TV host on the Food Network, and say yes to all things that I'm scared to do. The first time that I remember being in the kitchen was for a Girl Scout badge. I was making an apple crisp and spaghetti. It was a whole thing, and my mother was a Girl Scout leader. So the meeting was at our house, and I went to invite this young girl named Teresa who was up the street, and I said, do you want to come over because we're cooking and everything? And her grandmother said, well, she can't leave unless her hair is done. I'm like, okay. They're like, well, you need to do her hair. So I had to do the girl's hair. It took me a long time. By the time I got back to the house to eat, there was no food left. So I don't know how delicious or how crappy my dish was, but I got a badge. I didn't want to be a chef until I was 29. I went to culinary school at 30. I had a lunch delivery service for 5 years prior to that, but I still hadn't decided this is the thing that I want to do. Because for so long I was in a period of the bridge between what I knew I didn't want to do and what I eventually wanted to do. And it took me 5 years of actually catering and working every day to say, oh, wait, I want to do this. And so I want to go to school to really understand, you know, how this whole thing works. Because I had gotten the practical knowledge, but I wanted the theory. So that's why I went to school. And so I was 30. Yeah, I was like older. I was at a place when people were getting out of the game. Oh, wow. You know, the kitchen is a couple things for me. It is about evoking memories from my family, my grandmother. It is about nurturing people. It is the place where I give gratitude to somebody by cooking for them. It is also a place where I honor people. I think it is an honor to cook for people. I take that really seriously, to cook for people, because my energy is going into the food, and that takes trust. Even though they don't realize that they have to trust me to make something for them. It's also a gathering place for family to come together. So the kitchen wears a lot of different hats for me. Yeah, wow, as a woman, what does it mean to be a chef? I think, you know, it's so interesting. I think so many people are inspired by their mothers to cook. Oftentimes, male chefs are like, oh my gosh, my mother inspires me to make this dish that we, you know, grew up eating, and it's so delicious, and we honor them. It's very different for a woman to say that, because a male gets to be looked at in a particular way by honoring his mother, yet still the mother is an accessory to his career. Versus women who are in the kitchen, we're not revered like our mothers were revered as that inspiration for a male chef. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so I do have a very unpopular perception of being a woman chef, and some people are like, oh, I don't want to be known as a female chef. I just want to be known as a chef. But my whole thing is, but you are a female. But you are, Blanche. You are a female. I can't get away from being a female. And with this comes lots of things. It comes my sense of nurturing. It comes my sense of collaboration. It comes from a sense of all of these things. I don't want to be a man. I'm not a man. I'm not trying to be a man. So I'm bringing all of my female black self to my profession. And I don't want to be anybody else. I mean, you know, the challenges of being a woman in culinary, but I'm not working in a kitchen. So there are certain challenges that a female chef will have working in a professional restaurant kitchen that that is not me. But I think the challenges for me being a black woman in this field is that looking for representation and people not understanding my my perspective, let's say even in PR, like when you look at the landscape, you are hoping that your representation understands your point of view. But if there aren't that many people who look like me in the industry, where do they get that knowledge from my point of view? So that's a challenge sometimes. It's a challenge being on television and there are no black producers. So I not only have to be talent, but I also have to be my own storyteller. So that means I'm working double duty. So those are challenges that I don't think people think about in food television. And so I have a different set of challenges than maybe a chef in the restaurant world would have. But that said, challenges actually help us grow. So with those challenges, I learn more about my culture and to honor it and to savor it and to respect it and to have pride about it. And then I get to share that as well. I mean, it's really important for women to carve their own place in the kitchen, in the world, and wherever they are, because it is all about perspective and it's all about having a different set of needs. So when you hire more women, that means that single woman in the kitchen, more women coming in, you understand the needs of the women. Let's say there was one bathroom. Now you need 2 bathrooms, right? Let's say somebody has children. A man may not be able to understand, or maybe the male is taking maternity leave, but as more women come on, you understand the needs that a woman may have. Now, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. I truly believe that as a woman, we have to air these needs because we are the teacher. We have to teach somebody what these needs are. By being the stoic, strong woman, you're not teaching and you're hoping somebody is going to read your mind to understand what those needs are. So it is a two-way street in terms of responsibility. I think that the same way that we want more women, we want more people of color. We want more people at the table to share the perspective, because even as a woman, as a black woman, I'm on this side of the table. There are other women on this side. I can tell you what it's like on my side of the table, but it's only when I go to your side that I can understand your perspective. And we have to keep moving around the table. Women, men, they, them, all of that. Child, let me tell you what I bring to the table. I'm direct. I tell you how I feel. I think that I am not going to sit by like a wilting flower. I will tell you when you stink. You may not like it in the moment, but you will grow from it. I will always say it with love. I am professional. I think that in this world, I'm from a generation that work ethic is everything. And for younger people coming up in this business, it's all about work ethic. It's all about respecting others. It is all about sharing and caring. But I think the most important thing that I bring to the table is my loving directness. Oh, is being a chef a career or a passion? I think it's both. I think it's a hard life. And a lot of times people look at television, they see the end results, they see a dish, and they think, oh my gosh, I want to do that. Oh my gosh, I love cooking. Oh my gosh, I love this. But they're not thinking about the hours. They're not thinking about working over holidays. They're not thinking about that it's not just one dish that you're finishing. It's a whole host of dishes. It's also a lifestyle. I think it's passion because as a chef, it's a hard job, and you're still doing it in spite of that. It is a career. It is not something that people just land on because you need technique and skill, and you need all of these different skill sets to make it work and to actually be successful in it. So it's a balance. Oh wow! Moments where I'm taken back in time. I think yes. Whenever I'm making a dish that my grandmother made, her 5-flavor pound cake that she would send to us if we were in college, if we were like in our first apartment, and she would wrap it in wax paper and then brown paper and then probably some plastic wrap and all of that, and it would take you like an hour to unwrap it. And then as soon as you unwrapped it, all of these flavors and the aroma of this pound cake just waft into your nose. And so every time I make that pound cake, when I think about the almond extract, the vanilla, the rum, the coconut, and there's one more if I didn't say lemon, every time I use those extracts, I think about that cake. And when I make it for somebody, I think about the love that my grandmother gave to me that I'm giving to this person. So it is a living recipe, and it is always nice to go back in time to recreate that dish.